So anyone who knows me knows that I love the idea of running. And I say the idea of running and not running itself because I have completely kind of, I don't know, evolved and emerged and taken different like shapes and forms when it comes to running. Some years I'm really invested in it, and some years I'm training super hard for some sort of marathon or race, and then other years I'm just kind of existing in the shadow of other races and things I've trained for. However, I very strongly connect with the idea and essence of what running is. So I'm going to take that feeling and I'm going to put it into this piece that I wrote. I mean, it's a couple of years now that I've written this, but it encapsulates a lot of what I feel when I run, I think. So here it is. A January night run in the city. So this is when I was living in New York. Best fucking city in the world, by the way. The city lights warmed the runner. The slight breaths in and out guided her steps in tune with the slap, slap, slap of her running shoes against the splotched pavement. She weaved side to side around bundled up patrons. Scarves wrapped up once exposed necks, gloves protected reddened fingers, and hats topped off chilled heads of hair. Couples huddled in closely, hands clinging to biceps, arms slung around waists, and hands thrust into shared pockets. Heads all bowed, intermittent gusts of cold wind blowing unwelcome into bare faces. Pinched cheeks and re-splashed noses greeted the cool, black night. The runner ran on. Her own gloved hands balled into determined fists, her legs wrapped in winter tights, churned. Her knees drove them upward and outward again and again. She could feel her heart beating purposefully against her dampened chest, the fluorescent half-zips stuck against her dry-fit tee underneath. The lights were all around the runner. The bus-lit path along the Hudson, the gleaming far-off orb of Lady Liberty's torch, the strung white lights dotting the high masts of ships docked at the Southport docks, the magnificent Brooklyn and Manhattan bridges side by side standing mightily over the East River. Joggers and walkers stopped to take pictures, leaning in over the railing, angling their phones for the best photo to filter and share. The runner ran on, past the beauty of the bridges. Deep breath inward, her pace quickened. Beyond the perpetual light of the bridges, the bike and pedestrian path lay empty, sans the dripping hello glow of the streetlights. The sideways sputtering of headlights belonging to exiting cars, cabs, buses. Up ahead, the blue and white lit top of the Empire State Building beckoned her, eagerly awaiting her finish. Her watch ticked on. 9.8, 9.9. 10 miles completed. She slowed her pace, allowing her heart, her lungs to rejoice in the softened steps. The runner allowed her body to take in the remainder of the city night and slowly, easing into a light jog to return the final mile home. The night she knew was hers. She conquered the streets of New York. A smile flitted to her lips. She raised her head high and crossed the avenue toward home. Truly, if you are a runner and have not yet run in New York City, get there. Somehow get there. My memories of New York and my attachment to running and my love of running goes hand in hand with that city. You know, it goes hand in hand with Central Park and running down Park Avenue on the actual street itself. Like, I wouldn't even run on the sidewalk. I loved running on the actual street so that when cars and cabs are coming by me, they were right next to me. And there was such a thrill to that. You know, it was like I was a cyclist, but I was a runner. So I also have this awesome memory. It's my cat playing with his toy. But I have this awesome memory of, like, I think it was Park Avenue or Lexington or whatever. I was like running down one of the main avenues of New York, and some guy was standing on the street and he had his arm out, you know, raising or hailing a cab. And I go running past him and I just high-five his raised hand. He just kind of like looks at me like, what? But I was gone. So I love that little moment that I gave to myself, but I also gave to this complete stranger. So that's what New York is to me. New York is an encapsulation of just moments strung together that can have as deep and powerful of a meaning as you put on it. So I miss New York tonight, and I love New York City, and this is my homage to those city lights and running in the dark amongst the cabs and the cabs, the taxis, the pedestrians, the buses, everything about New York.